Good morning, everybody. I just wanted to do a quick live and talk about cooking with essential oils and give you some tips and the main reasons why I love cooking with essential oils. I'm Aline McCarthy. I'm a remedial massage therapist and I have been an aromatherapist for 10 years. I'm also a mom and a gyrotonic teacher, amongst many other things. So why do we cook with essential oils? One of my main reasons as a mom is that it's actually really convenient. So it's a lot less time consuming to open a bottle of essential oils and put one drop into my dish to flavor the food than it is to wash and chop herbs, and then I'm also saving myself the time and mess of having to clean up the whole chopping board and washing up and cleaning the kitchen. So it's very, very time effective and it's really, really convenient. Reason number two, it can also be a lot more economical in terms of finances. So to buy an organic lemon can be up to $3 here in Australia. To put one drop of lemon oil to flavor your guacamole or your hummus is about 10 cents or less, right? So it's really, really cost-effective way to cook. So one drop of essential oil usually is the equivalent of 1 teaspoon of dried herbs. So there's a little comparison for you there. Obviously it depends on which oil you're using, because some of them are much more potent and some of them are much more diluted. Or just the flavor isn't as strong. So I urge you to only cook with essential oils that are FDA or TGA approved for internal consumption. Usually it should be stated on the bottle of your essential oil if it can be used internally or for food flavoring. If it says do not use, then don't use it, and I find that quite dodgy, but let's just leave it at that. So reason number three, they make eating really enjoyable. They bring back a lot of joy of experimentation. My kids love it. It has that feeling of making a little bit of a potion. And the aroma is just so uplifting while you're cooking that, it just makes the whole experience really enjoyable. Reason number four, they actually restore flavor. So what does that mean? It means our modern farming practices unfortunately have left our soils very depleted of minerals and nutrients levels in that soil, and it also actually affects the flavor. And any gardener or any person who has their own little herb or veggie garden will know that the herbs and spices in the shop, in the supermarkets, don't taste the same than the ones that you've planted in your garden. They get all the sunshine and all the rain and all the organic soil that you're putting in there to really make that plant super healthy and strong. And you're picking it really fresh and you're putting it straight into your food, so none of the flavor gets lost, right? And the same thing is basically happening with essential oils. They get harvested at the peak time on an organic farm with the best minerals in the soil, and then they get distilled fresh on site into the bottle, and so all the flavor of these herbs and spices is preserved in that oil, and then you get that oil fresh into your house. And so to flavor your food with that really brings back this ancestral flavor that we're missing nowadays, because unfortunately with modern practices our food ends up being transported thousands of miles or kilometers until it ends up in our supermarkets. Then it still needs to be in the supermarket until we buy it and it comes home, so it's not as fresh as, as picking it in your garden and having it straight in your food. So a lot of the flavor gets lost and a lot of the nutrients get lost as well. but that's just modern life, so that's okay. But essential oils can really reconnect you with that really fresh, amazing flavor that you're craving and that you remember from your childhood. Maybe, yeah, in my case, when my grandparents had everything fresh in their garden, and we would just use that in our dishes to cook, and it just makes the aroma of the dishes amazing. So I hope that kind of gives you a couple of ideas apart from the health benefits that you might be also having with cooking from essential oils, that cooking makes so much sense with essential oils. It's really convenient. You will always have them at home. Also when, for example, when herbs and spices in winter are just not growing outside in your herb garden anymore, and they're out of season, and they're really, really expensive in the supermarkets to buy because they also have to ship them or fly them from somewhere else. It's really convenient to have like a basil oil or something at home, because if basil is out of season, you will still be able to cook a beautiful Italian dish, for example, with some really bursting basil flavors. And because the essential oils, if you store them correctly, they last for a very long time, and they almost have no expiry date if you store them in a cool and dark place. So it's very convenient to have them at hand. They don't go bad. Like, you know, often I unfortunately have buy beautiful herbs, and they end up being on the bottom of the fridge, and you know, they start being old and funky really quickly, and then you have to throw half of the bunch out. This doesn't happen with essential oils. You store them correctly and you always have the freshness there, and they don't go bad. So that's another reason that they're just really, really convenient in terms of cooking. So I hope that helped you guys. I've got a little free recipe book. Reach out to me, give me some likes. You can always message me and I'll send you that PDF with all the recipes that I've started to collect. Give you some ideas how you can cook at home. I promise I'll never spam you, but I'll love to send you that little recipe booklet. And have a lovely day. Bye.